over the line. At the moment we are in the GTO Classics, driving the Nissan at the moment, and we are about to take it round the Portimao National Circuit. We're going to be racing this Sunday at Checker Flag Endurance with this car at this circuit for our 10-minute sprint event, as we do once every month. And hopefully we will show you where you need to brake and where you need to turn in to make you more competitive, so you can have a lot more fun. So changing into the cockpit view as always, we're going to go into turn 1 and go slow motion first of all, and let it run at normal speed the next time round. Okay, so for turn 1 you are braking just as you come up to the top of this hill around here, which is just before the 150 metre board. You're going to be braking down from 5th to 3rd, and what you want to do is brake heavy until you probably get to around the middle between 100 and 150 metre board. So you're braking down, heavy, and you want to come off the brakes at about now. You shouldn't be applying any more brake at this point. The car should just be decelerating on its own and using that as your slowdown. As you can see, the track actually rises back up, so use that to your advantage. That's going to help you slow down even more, as long as you don't touch that gas pedal. Not yet anyway, because you're about to go into the apex, miss this blue curb on the right hand side. It will cause death and misery to everyone, especially turn 1 of lap 1. You don't want to hit that. And this is where you want to start accelerating. There's not really much of throttle application at this time, just slowly apply it on. A thing to note with these cars, there's a hell of a lot of turbo lag, like a lot. So bear that in mind every single time you touch that throttle, because it will snap and it will not be able to be saved. You will not save this car if it snaps, any of them, GTO Classics that is. So every single time you apply the throttle, do it so gently, as if you're caressing a genie lamp. Just, you have to treat it like it's so gentle, such a gentle thing, this the throttle on this car. But you're accelerating out the first corner now into the next one. It's full throttle through here. You may need to come off the gas pedal a tiny bit for this corner, but not a lot. Into 4th gear. You want to head over to the left hand side of the track now, and as soon as it starts to straighten out, here's your braking point. There's no reference, there's no marker boards, you just have to kind of guess and pray, but this is what you should see out the front of your car at the time that you apply the brakes. You're going to go down to 2nd gear, and you want to wait for the opportune moment for the late apex to appear, which is where the blue curbing is. So it's around about now. You're off the brakes fully at this moment in time, if not just slightly on them to get a bit of trail braking, and turning in. Once you're past the apex on that corner, you want to head straight over to the right hand side once you're able to, so we're instantly going up, and you want to change up to 3rd gear early, which is that gear change now. As you can see, the boost is at 0 right now on the dashboard, which is this dial here. That won't stay like that for long as soon as you go up this hill, because the track is going to flatten out, and that means the front wheels are going to be Scooby-Dooing all over the place, and you're going to be on launch. The car's thinking it's on a launch site at NASA, trying to take off into space. So keep 3rd gear slow, and as you can see, as we've come over the top of the hill, the boost is going up. So all we're doing at this time is maintaining that throttle. But the car wants to go. You know, it's like a stallion at the fucking at the bars ready to race, and you need to maintain that. Already we're starting to counter steer on the steering wheel, and it's really hard to save. So really be careful on the throttle here. It's 3rd gear. Do not add throttle until it is stable at the top of that hill, otherwise you will go spinning. So coming down the main straight at the moment, or the back straight shall we say, your braking point is at 100 metres, which is to your right hand side, as you can see here. So that is your braking point. You're going to go down into 2nd gear to save that. Well, you don't want to die basically, so it's going to be 2nd gear. Turning in, late apex, cut out the rubbish, don't want to hit that blue curb again, because they are all over the place on this track. And coming out of the corner, you should be able to just let the car carry its own speed. Not really much to explain there, it's just a hairpin. Now here's where it gets tricky. As soon as it's a blind corner, so you want to be braking now. So there's no real reference point, but you should be aiming for the crane, which is directly ahead. That's probably the best reference point. Once your car is in that position, if you hug the apex inside line, as soon as you're aiming for the crane, brake once you start to reach the brow of the hill, because it is a blind right 180 and it's a fairly long one. So second gear, let the car decelerate on its own because the track will begin to fall away from you, which will mean less grip. As you can see, we're going really wide into this, but it will do its thing, it will catch the grip, and then you just want to tuck it in for the exit. It feels really slow. I mean, we're in slow motion, but it feels really slow. That's because we are probably not doing anything, because the turbo will kill us. And you're coming up the hill now. This is pretty much full throttle through here. Until you get to this point. This point is a double apex right-hander. It does a 180, but in 2 different corners, similar to turn 1 at Laguna Seca. So what you want to do is start braking now, but it's not really... You start braking heavy at this point. You're aiming for the first apex. This is your braking line. Do not brake facing this way. Do not brake there and try and make it as if... Don't treat it as if it's a normal corner. You're facing this direction when you're braking. So you're basically setting yourself up for the second apex. So you're braking still, and then once you're in the key position, that's when you see the blue curbing on the right hand side for the second apex. You turn in and absolutely nail it. There we go. Then head over to the right hand side because you've got the left. This is not full throttle. You want to come off the gas now, but it's no braking required. There's no brakes here for this corner. Just simply manage the throttle and make sure you don't carry too much speed through the corner. I mean, we went quite wide here. I would have liked to have probably turned in a bit later to make that a bit better. But then you've got a left 180 again, so they really like their slow corners here at Portimao National, and you need a second gear for this corner. So late apex, you're always pretty much aiming for the blue curbing. That's where you want to actually get tucked in. Went really wide here for this corner. It's awful. Just pretend you didn't see that. But you should be aiming for the blue curbing. That's a good corner for that one. And then it's a right-hander. You can pretty much stay in third for this one. I find third a bit more manageable. Second gear is kind of like high range revving. You're going to have to change pretty much immediately after you exit the corner, and that's just going to create issues in terms of upsetting the car's balance. And let's face it, these cars are already hard to handle as it is. So just stay in third gear is my advice. Just let the car run wide into the left-hand side of the track and set yourself up for the next corner. This corner here, this is about the right time. You don't need any brakes for this corner. You just need to basically come off the gas and manage that throttle, carry the speed through. It's going to be a blind drop, which is there, and it's a very easy corner. You can't really screw it. You've got a lot of runoff as well. And this is the corner that you need to brake for. You're carrying a lot of speed through the previous corner because you're not braking. But for this corner here, you want to brake just before the curbing on the left-hand side. And turn in now. That's all you need the braking. You should be off the brakes by about this point. And then you just let the car carry the speed through, and then apply the throttle once you're past the apex, and on to the straight you go. And I'm going to let it run in full speed now, so you guys get an idea of what it looks like. have it as a full lap of Portimao National Circuit in the GTO Classics. We've got helped you guys get more competitive for this week's race at CFEG Endurance, and hopefully I'll see you there for a few hours of fun when we do the other two races as well. So thanks for watching and see you around.